Good morning, I'm Craig Negrelli. It's Monday, January 6, 2025, and these are your Unbiased Updates. Certifying the presidential election, members of Congress get set to reaffirm that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States later today on the 4-year anniversary of the January 6th Capitol riots. We will break down the process. And Arctic blast. After a weekend of blizzard-like conditions, including snow, ice, and bitter winds in the plains and Midwest, a major winter storm takes aim at the East Coast, just as people head back to work after the holidays.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
Despite a major winter storm headed for Washington, D.C., members of Congress are set to convene at the Capitol this afternoon to certify President-elect Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 presidential election. Senators and members of the House will come together to tally the electoral votes of all 50 states and Washington, D.C., confirming President-elect Trump will be the 47th president of the United States. Speaking to Fox News on Sunday, House Speaker Mike Johnson said the storm will not prevent the congressional joint session from counting the votes.
Well, I hope we have full attendance. We got a big snowstorm coming to D.C., and we encourage all of our colleagues, do not leave town, stay here, because, as you know, the Electoral Count Act requires this on January 6th at 1 p.m. So whether we're in a blizzard or not, we are going to be in that chamber making sure this is done.
We will have more on the winter storm affecting much of the United States later in the broadcast. But today's joint session comes 4 years after the certification of votes affirming President Joe Biden's 2020 victory that turned into chaos when rioters stormed the Capitol building looking to prevent Vice President Mike Pence at the time from presiding over the certification. Many insisted the election was stolen from Donald Trump. This year, it will be Vice President Kamala Harris, as president of the Senate, overseeing the electoral count of an election she lost and declaring Trump the winner. Harris has already conceded the race to Trump after he won 312 Electoral College votes, surpassing the 270 needed to win the presidency. Harris won 226 votes. Following the 2021 Capitol attack, Congress passed the Electoral Count Reform Act of 2022. It clarified that the vice president does not have the power to determine, accept, reject, or adjudicate the results of the vote. On Sunday, President Biden spoke to new Democratic members of Congress about what happened 4 years ago and the importance of the date.
Tomorrow's January 6th. We gather to certify the results of a free and fair presidential election and ensure a peaceful transfer of power. It's a day that most of our history we took for granted the 6th, but I hope we never take it for granted again.
Along with the speech, Biden wrote an op-ed piece in the Washington Post on Sunday. In it, he told Americans, while some may no longer want to mention what happened 4 years ago, it cannot be forgotten. Biden writing, "We should be proud that our democracy withstood this assault, and we should be glad we will not see such a shameful attack again this year." Continuing, "The election will be certified peacefully. I have invited the incoming president to the White House on the morning of January 20th, and I will be present for his inauguration that afternoon. But on this day, we cannot forget." Today's proceedings are the last official opportunity for any member of Congress to object to the electoral votes. Following the certification, President-elect Trump will be sworn into office on January 20th for his second term. He has vowed to pardon those convicted in connection with the January 6th, 2021 riots. Also on Sunday, President Biden signed what is expected to be one of the last major pieces of legislation of his term, the Social Security Fairness Act. It repeals a rule that limited certain retirees who worked public sector jobs, such as firefighters, teachers, postal workers, and police officers who collect pensions, from also claiming Social Security benefits. The new law also gets rid of limits to the benefits that surviving spouses can get. The Senate passed the bill in December after the House approved it in November with overwhelming bipartisan support. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is expected to announce his resignation as early as today. That's according to multiple news outlets. It comes as his party, the Liberal Party, is set to hold its national caucus meeting on Wednesday. Last month, Trudeau's finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, publicly announced her resignation in a letter criticizing the prime minister. Since then, calls for his resignation have grown both publicly and privately within his own party. This is just the latest in a series of recent political struggles for the prime minister. In September, Trudeau faced a no-confidence vote in the parliament, which later failed. Trudeau and President-elect Donald Trump have been locked in a public back and forth over tariffs, with Trump threatening to put a 25% levy on Canadian imports, while top Canadian officials have promised retaliation. Late last year, Trudeau met with Trump during a visit to Mar-a-Lago. Now to the latest on the investigation into the New Year's terror attack in New Orleans. More details are emerging about the man who authorities say killed 14 people and injured dozens more when he drove a rented truck into a crowd of revelers. The FBI says the attacker, Shamsuddin Jabbar, visited the city twice in the weeks before the deadly act of terrorism and recorded video of the area using Meta smart glasses. The glasses allow users to record video hands-free and also have the capability to live stream. Investigators say Jabbar wore the glasses to capture video while he rode a bicycle through the city's French Quarter. They say he also wore the glasses during the attack on Bourbon Street, but was not live streaming. Authorities also believe Jabbar set fire to a short-term rental house in New Orleans, where investigators found bomb-making material. They say he planted 2 bombs in the French Quarter before the truck attack, but neither detonated. Jabbar was killed after opening fire on responding police officers. To the severe weather here in the United States, millions of Americans are under blizzard warnings as a major winter storm makes its way eastward from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic. Missouri is one of the areas hardest hit by the storm as it moved through over the weekend. Parts of the region seeing a foot of snow in 24 hours, with as much as 14 inches expected by the time it moves out completely. Some major eastern cities, such as Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia, are preparing for snowy and icy conditions today and into tomorrow. Meantime, parts of Virginia expecting 5 to 12 inches of snow. Impacts of this weather system could also be felt in the south, with severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes and damaging winds expected to hit Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and other states tonight. Finally this morning, the 2025 Golden Globes rolled out the red carpet Sunday night for the best and brightest stars of film and television, but only a select few walked away with the awards. In the movie categories, the big winners were the films Emilia Perez, winning 4 awards, including Best Musical or Comedy, and The Brutalist, which took home Best Drama and 2 other awards. Over on the TV side of things, Shogun topped the competition with 4 awards, including Best TV Drama. Also, Hacks winning Best TV Series, Musical or Comedy. It was an especially memorable night for actress Demi Moore, who won her first acting award, picking up the Golden Globe for Best Performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy for her role as an aging Hollywood star who undergoes a cloning procedure in the substance. And her acceptance speech is getting a lot of positive reviews this morning. Those are your unbiased updates for this Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.